One of the girls says unidentified.
Yeah, they do for us too.
Okay.
Yeah, I've not identified them. Which I could for you.
I'm sure you revealed one of them last week, but for some reason I didn't remember it.
Yeah, they've all gone to unidentified, so I think you just need to click the identified button so the names pop up.
Are they identified now?
Yep, Duchess Henrietta d'Aramitz.
Alphonse should be.
I closed all the pictures, so it's me.
They should immediately pop up on the list, I think. Yep. Dragon's Maw map, Duchess Henrietta d'Aramitz, Duke Louis d'Aramitz, Alphonse d'Aramitz, Castle d'Aramitz.
Oh yeah, the Dragon's Maw map, I shared that, didn't I?
Is that the images or something? Are you seeing this, John?
It's in the images and maps list. Because I believe, while the rest of us are not privy to this information yet, Malagaunt was...
it's on page 2, okay.
Yeah, had done some research and had managed to spot a potentially mistranslated section about some island in the Dragon's Maw, which translated to Big Island rather than Little Island. And it might be the home of a wizard, or of old, anyway.
I have lots of interesting artifacts and knowledge. He's very interested in it anyway. Sounded like it.
And dangerous malarkey of stuff.
Indeed, but at the moment, you are enjoying the delightful hospitality of Duke Louis d'Aramitz, who invited you / dragged you, insisted you come to his to a feast he was having. And so you've all been there, enjoying the rather unusual food for you. Lots of birds stuffed into other birds and that kind of thing.
It's that kind of party, is it?
That wasn't what I meant, but indeed. He also had this head here, which is on a spike behind him, which he essentially said was just somebody who disagreed with him when asked. And he seems quite fond of it. It was stroking its hair and the like.
That bloke's a loony.
The one with the head and the spike, or the one that put it there?
The one that put it there.
Or possibly both. In either case, he asked you if you would take his son, Alphonse d'Aramitz. He doesn't seem very pleased with his son. His son is a rather shy-looking character, and he wanted you to take him, or insisted really that you took him with you on your expedition around the world, so that he could become a man during the voyage.
Sounds like Helga's getting a new job then.
And you kind of agreed. This was just after the main course, and you settle back down and wait for a final course to come out. They start bringing various sweet dishes around and refilling the wine goblets of everyone.
If they bring out a big cake, I think I've just worked out how Skellen's getting introduced Aminar.
No, not quite. Although, thinking,
I was going to link them with their backstory there. Never know, we could return to the ship and Carrie's characters chatting her up.
Could be.
Could be, or well, I don't know. I'm going to throw it out to you, Alexander, to see whether you're happy to go this route. I can put you in later, or I could have you being a slave and the employee of Duke Luris to begin with.
Whatever fits the best.
Yeah, it's kind of up to you. I mean, you start off as a slave here and have the implications of that.
We did request all the resources required initially to keep Alphonse safe. Perhaps Amina is his bonded servant in that respect.
It would fit with his bodyguard background. Yeah.
Right. Hang on a second, guys. I just need to coax Kerry into this channel.
Oh, how exciting.
Hopefully the link still works.
So, are you happy with that, Alexander? You want Amina to be the bodyguard of Alphonse?
Yeah, sure.
You'll be like his bonded bodyguard, and you'll be charged with protecting him during the voyage. How happy you are about that's up to you, really. But I guess you'll probably at some point have been captured and sort of brought here, and ended up working for this Duke, who you will know because you work here as a complete tyrant. Everybody here is terrified of him. He kills people for sport and enjoyment. He's not a nice character. So you'd be glad to be out of his court for certainly.
Yeah, sure. So, am I free to move around on the ship? Well, just.
Not on the ship yet. We're in the castle. You got the castle picture?
Currently, then I will put you on the map, and the Duke will motion for you to sit with with Johann and Marcus, and also Alphonse will be at that table. Has made him sit to get to know the captain and the crew who will be taking him around the world.
Hello, pretty lady. I'm Marcus.
Just slap him.
So we are at the castle, right?
Have you got the picture open, the castle?
Yeah.
We're in the room. It's got lots of tables in the corner.
Kerry's just doing the install.
Middle, I should say.
That's right. You are currently in northern Bretonnia.
Yeah, we haven't travelled far.
No,
far enough.
You've not missed much. You're only a few days out of Marienburg, where they started.
And we've already lost our navigator.
Yes.
All right. So, in which town are we at the moment?
Chantillon.
In Chantillon, that.
Okay, over there, right. Who is the guy that had on the spike?
He's been a little coy in telling you who he was. He basically just said it was somebody who disagreed with him, someone who didn't see eye to eye. But actually, now you mentioned that, you will indeed know who the man is, because you live here. He was accused of conspiracy on general trumped-up charges. He's somebody who has been opposing the Duke in lots of matters, and he essentially wound up having him arrested and beheaded, and he's now sort of parading his head behind him on a spike as a warning to anybody else who should challenge his authority here.
Hello,
Yay,
Kerry.
The first noise from Kerry is one of his cats.
Oh, you can hear me, can you?
Yes. We just said meow.
Hello, Kerry's cats. How are your cats?
They're very well, thank you.
Cool.
Every week he asks about the cats before he asks about you.
He doesn't take it personally. He knows these things really are important. How are you as well?
Well, also
Good.
somewhat wilting in the heat.
It is a bit warm.
So it's hot to be furry as well, but the cats aren't happy. My little rats aren't very amused either.
That was no cat, that was Carrie.
Okay,
If
so
you oh wait a minute, Kerry, if in the Discord, if you change your nickname to your character name, because it helps scale on some broadcasting.
Yeah, so we're under voice channel general. If you right click Kerry there, and there'll be an option to change nickname rather than actually changing your online login. So it'll only change the identity in the channel.
so yeah, so just here you could change your name to Malagaunt or something.
Where is that option?
If you go
you're-
to where it says online on the right hand side, if you right click your name at the bottom, it says change nickname. It should say, yeah, it should say.
There you go.
Impressive.
Because on the stream, Scan's got a little side panel with all the icons, so when we talk, it lights up, so people can tell who's talking.
What's your Twitch name, Scal?
Savage Tales. So you can watch, but it'll do your Adam because there's a bit of a delay. So
Yeah, so make sure you mute it.
Yeah, sure.
otherwise it'll drive you bonkers.
Just seeing if he sees any GM secrets coming up. That's what he's doing it for.
Stream sniping.
Just
And I think temporarily I'm going to go over to. I was hoping to do a little bit more with you in the castle, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to go over to Malagaunt if I may, if he's logged in. He's not logged in.
No, sorry.
It's alright, okay, in which case we'll stay in the castle. At this point, the next course is served. Various servants come out and start filling up the tankards and the like of the guests, and of course the duke.
So Amina's there. Is it Amina or Amina? Just so I know.
Amina.
And she's there now, yeah?
Yeah, where's the little guy?
I'm assuming he's sat with us because we've been.
Oh,
we're
phones.
responsible for him now.
He is. He's just sat over from you.
sitting beside me because I'm the one that took responsibility from last week.
It will be a case of Enchanté, mademoiselle, from Johan towards Amina.
Made a whole list of items you have to bring, and I've forgotten the whole list already. Awesome list.
I look at you and just nod as accepting your hello, noticing it.
Did she, because obviously you're speaking Bretonnian, does she speak Bretonnian?
Good question.
Does she speak at all?
I guess to a certain point, but not fluently. Well, you can clearly see that she's not from around here.
You'll probably speak Bretonnian rather than Reichspiel, I guess, and also your native tongue of Arabic, is it?
Which I don't speak. Oh my God, it's a language I don't speak. I'll have to deal with that. Deal with that later.
I can talk to her.
On which tab would it be?
On your skills tab.
Skills.
You've probably got a speak language blah skill, but you can also have languages listed.
Edit list. So we will put there Arabic.
And then I'll need a Bretonnian or something so you can, yeah, that's it. We'll work that out in fine detail.
I must admit, I have never yet met a young lady such as yourself from the more southerly climes. Our expedition should hopefully take us in that direction before ere long. So perhaps it is fortuitous for you to accompany us. Miss Amina, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Don't use big words.
Yes, you do, Master Johann.
Johann is fine.
I nod again and say, well, I haven't been to my homeland in quite a while, but I have no fond memories of the place. But if my master wishes to go there, I will follow him.
Well, and your master, gesturing towards Alphonse, has no real choice in our destination. Just so that you know, we are undertaking a long sea voyage of exploration and discovery. We are intending to fill in some of the empty spaces on the map, so to speak. This is Marcus, captain of our guard. The grubby-looking gentleman is Dr. Lothar. He is our ship's surgeon.
Very nice to meet you. Well, I'm looking forward to accompany such a fine party.
And we will glad to have you aboard. Although I must admit, our current female contingent consists of one rather heavy-set lady who is part of Marcus's guard contingent. The rest of the crew is entirely male in persuasion. Are you going to require private quarters and a means to defend yourself? You will have nothing to fear from myself, and Marcus is a fine example of an imperial gentleman. But obviously, some of the crew are from slightly further afield. Of course, I will ensure that you are safe, but are you capable of defending yourself should the need arise?
I guess so. Well, I hope you brought extra men, because if someone tries any funny business, you will need to replace them sooner than later, I guess.
Johann laughs good-naturedly at that. Of course, I will ensure that the men know that your personage is entirely yours and is off limits to them. Unfortunately, in this modern age, you have to tell people these things. One wishes sometimes for the bygone ages of chivalry, where men were true gentlemen without being told. Oh, what are these wonderful little things coming through on the suites here?
You get yes, a lot of small sweet foods. A lot of the things here look very sort of strange. You imagine it might be a bit rich, the food for you here, but yeah, there's various cakes and things like that come round. A lot of cream-based food. As you're talking quite pleasantly, and you hear a clatter, and you look around, and there is a young serving girl. Very young serving girl who has spilt the goblet of red wine, spilling it over the Duke. The Duke stands and cuffs her with the back of his with his hand in fury. She screams out in pain and reels back and collapses down the stairs in a clatter. "Damn you, girl," he says.
I'll bite back any imperial responses of outrage, reminding myself she is a servant and it is their way.
She pulls herself to her feet, shaking, clearly distraught about what may happen. You can see the side of her face as a bruise welling up from where he hit her. And she immediately starts trying to sort of clear it up to make amends. "Get away from me," he says, and sort of pushes her back once more. Make me a notice roll there, please. Well, everybody, if you wish. Yeah, thanks, Durak, if you can help. Yeah, Kerry, basically one advance, you can buy an edge.
We're rolling, sorry.
Perception, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Perception, I'm sorry, yes, of course.
Happens, you can see things. Did you put your glasses on?
Johan, to his side, you notice that the figure of his wife, the Duke's wife, the Duchess Henriette, for a moment you see her stoic resolve, her stony face sort of breaks a little bit, and you'll see her grimace, and as Sophie gets struck, and then it's only a fleeting sort of break in her posture, and then Henriette, her face goes back to a sort of stony, expressionless, emotionless sort of state, and she sort of stares in front of her.
So there was a sort of a flicker of some kind of distressed emotion.
Yeah.
Has the girl stopped tidying up yet?
Yes, he says that, leave me be, god damn it, and she scuttles off and sort of heads north through the door in the top right there.
Well, I know sevens can be clumsy, but well, it is the Bretonnian way, not the imperial one. Amina, you are obviously familiar with the situation here. Does the Duchess not approve of your lord's treatment of some of his serving staff?
Well, Amina, you can clearly see that it is not her intention to talk such business with foreigners or like here in the open. So she just smirks and says, "The Lord is in his right, so no one is there to object with the rule."
Generally there'll be an uncomfortable atmosphere, everything will go quiet sort of after that outbreak, and as she's sort of scuttling off, the Duke will burst into laughter, and at which point it's everybody else's cue to laugh as well, because to not laugh along with the Duke would be could be seen as conspiracy or anything, so that they all laugh heartily with him.
I honestly do not know, Marcus, but let's see if we can lighten the mood genuinely. And I'll grab a goblet of wine and stand. And in Bretonnian, ladies and gentlemen, Your Grace, Duke Daramitz, if I could have your attention for a brief moment, I would like to honor and grace you all, and you, our gracious host, with an imperial custom of a toast. If you would all raise your glasses, I propose, Duke Aramitz, to your continued good health, sir.
A fine toast. Sorry, continue.
Basically, just a charm to cheer everybody up, basically.
Oh, and spectacularly good as well. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because of what's happened, but you get the impression that this happens fairly often here, and people try and make the best of their lot under the reign of this tyrant. So people are quick and eager even to divert their minds away from the horrors of his rule, and everyone will join in on the toast with you.
Yeah. All I'd say to Marcus is basically just drink when I drink. And to the continued health of all here present, to the prosperity of Chantillon and its people, and to the noble nation of Bretonnia. May it prosper under the rule of its monarchy. And drink again.
Yeah, they're saying they're banging on tables and people raise their goblets and a hearty toast to your suggestion.
Sit back down.
Okay, and I'm quickly. Yeah, that's a good toast there, Marcus.
I'll clink glasses with Marcus and drink down for that one.
Okay, and I'm going to quickly shift the scene over to Malagaunt. Malagaunt, are you here still?
Hello? Yes.
Have you bought an edge? Do you want to buy an edge?
I'm still reading the edges, but you can carry on.
Okay, well, there is you'll be sitting studying because you're quite excited about the prospect of maybe discovering this island in the Dragon's Maw, and you're sort of reading up more about it. I'm taking you'll have brought quite a few books with you, and you'll have them around in your library stroke bedroom, yeah?
Yes.
There'll be a knock at the door, hey, rap on your door. And
Who is it?
it's Heinrich Malagaunt, the first mate.
What do you want?
It's not really what I want. It's what the gentlemen on the dock want. They are demanding to speak to you. It appears that they are the knights who came earlier for you.
Tell them I'm busy.
They seem a little. They seem a little determined. So do you want me to tell them they can't approach you?
No. I opened the door. I brushed past him, looking peeved. We go up on deck.
Okay, you go up on deck, and as you go to the sort of edge of the gangplank, you can see 4 of these knights standing there rather proudly, and they say, Malagaunt groan.
That's me.
They turn, nod to each other, and begin marching up the gangplank towards you.
Wait a minute. You need permission, don't you? I back away. I'm not giving you permission to come on this ship.
These are Bretonnian waters, and this is the Duke's land. All here obey his rules. You are to be detained at the pleasure of the Duke.
I'm scurrying up the mast or something. Can I climb the mast?
You can try and run. There's a few gangplanks which are leading up to the ship at the moment, so you could make a bolt for it if you want. It looks like these chaps.
Are these guys actually dressed in plate armor?
They are currently, yeah.
How easy is it to swim in this game?
In plate armor, very difficult.
No, I meant, is it like Warhammer 2nd Edition, where if you don't have swim skill, you can drown?
If you haven't got the skill, it's a D4 -2, unless skill does something different.
I perhaps wouldn't advise the swimming part. If you haven't got the skill, it'll be hard. I mean, you can do it; it's possible, but it's easier to do it without armor than with armor. If that helps. But it's probably not your best mode of escape. You could sort of run off down one of the other gangplanks if you want to try and evade them.
Yeah, I'll wait until they're on board. I'll go to like the furthest end, and then I'll sort of jump from the prow onto the dock. Can I do that? Hoping they won't be able to jump too well.
Absolutely. Okay. So make me an agility check if you would, please, just to see if you land safe. You do, just about. You'll leap, and it'll be a bit of a hard fall. You'll feel the sting in the soles of your feet as you hit the dock, but you don't do yourself any kind of lasting damage. They turn round and say, "Halt! In the name of the Duke, arrest that man!" And we're going to go into a chase.
I
No,
shout,
Jesus.
"This is a dreadful imposition," and duck into an alley.
It is jolly rude of them, I agree. Okay, what I'll do, I'll just clear the combat tracker.
You're doing the chase deck, are you?
We are indeed.
It's a 2-stage chase. It's you being chased, and at the same time us seeing if we can finish our meal in time.
It is, yes, to come to the rescue. Okay, so you're basically just going to try and lose them. So we've got you there.
I wasn't talking rescue, I was just racing against indigestion.
Well, some of us are going to get food poisoning. Or upset stomachs from the food we're not used to eating.
It's far too rich for your stomach, I suspect.
Oh, my stomach, not your stomach. I know what's going on here. You're an ageist. You're an ageist. That's what you are.
I'm a noble. I'm used to rich food.
Oh, you're a classist. I thought you were an ageist, but no, you're worse. You're a classist.
No, I'm a digestivist. I'm against biscuits.
I'm against spikes being put in my chopped off head.
I have to agree with you there. You found some common ground in that respect.
Why did my character vanish from the dinner hall?
I think it's to do with the combat tracker being set up because I've disappeared as well.
Yeah, sorry, I'll put you back on.
That's fine, I just wondered what happened.
I've just noticed I haven't shared the chase deck, so if you go into your modules, and you should now see a
I've
chase
got
deck, a green ticked chase deck.
Yep.
Have you got that, Kerry? If you click on library, and then the modules button at the bottom left of that, and then in there should be a chase deck. You should be able to open up the book for it.
Yep. Okay, I've done that.
I would get to see the fun. A lot of error messages there.
Sorry about that. Might be something to do with the way I built it previously, but never mind, it should show up hopefully. Thanks for that.
First I'm looking at angry bees.
Yeah, it's random what comes up here, so it's going to be fun.
I don't mean to say angry bees. I'm thinking of Eddie Izzard. Angry bee? I'm covered in bees. Four knights, one Malagaunt.
I think you forgot the line where the card goes, by the way.
Line where the card goes? Oh no, that's okay. Alright, so if you open your combat tracker, Malagaunt, on the top right, you should have a little button that says init somewhere at the very top of your screen.
Yeah.
Okay, how this is going to work is it presumes you are running. It runs pretty much like a normal Savage Worlds round, apart from you can't do the run action because it's presuming that you're running. It's a little bit abstract how we're going to do it. You're running through the streets of Chantalon trying to escape these 4 baddies. What is your pace actually at the moment?
6.
Okay. Luckily, yeah, because that you will get a bonus of +2 on them because you're quicker than the knights. As they're clunking around trying to follow you. So,
Kerry, if you don't want this, send it back. Otherwise, give me your card instead. I feel that might be useful.
Where does it appear?
It appears on your adventure cards on the character sheet.
Oh yeah, that's useful.
So if you keep that and give me the one that you've got in return.
well, you have the Joker this round. I sense you're going to perhaps get there. You're going to escape. The arrow is the finish line. You've got to get across that, and if you get across that, you'll have managed to slip away as the knight. So if you make me an agility check, please. You have +2 for your Joker.
Got +2 because he's faster than the
And
knights.
+2, yeah, so you got a +4 in total. So if you just make an agility roll, I'll work it out.
Oh, it already included the joke.
Yeah, don't worry, it's a 7. So it's you'll move 1 square with that. Basically, for every 4, multiple of 4 you get, you'll move 1 square. So you could spend a penny and re-roll that if you want, or you could be happy with moving 1 square.
I'm happy with that.
Okay. You've also got an action. You could try and do something if you want. You could try and trick them. You could shoot them, throw something at them. They will have cover though if you're trying to throw stuff at them because you're running through the fairly busy streets.
Yeah, I'll trick them. I'll knock over a barrel of vegetables or something in front of them.
Alright, let's go for an agility check on that. So if you make me an agility roll, and it's going to be opposed by their agility. Are you happy with that 6? You need to roll a 6 or more. It's pretty good, the 6. So you could Benny it if you wish.
No. I'm okay.
A wise decision. You managed to trick the first one there. Sadly, it wasn't enough to shake him, but parries down. Okay, these guys. The second one advances 1 and the bottom one advances 1. And the other ones, well, it's considered everybody's moving. This is just like the relative distances you are to each other. So there's a couple sort of falling behind in the race, but you're still ahead there. Damn it. Okay, the knights go first this round. That's a good question, Amina. Maybe one. The others could answer. They are gaining on you now. You do have an action though, so it's your turn to run. There's one close on your heels here.
Can I use this card, double my pace for a round?
You can indeed, yeah. I think you're getting a +2 anyway, so I think what I'll do is I'll give you a +4 to this roll, so it'll be like one automatic space. So great. So make a roll at +4.
Ooh.
Get a raise, so because you got over 8, you move 2 squares, and you've still got an action there.
Can I taunt
Yeah,
the one following me?
you can indeed. Yeah, make me a taunt roll. If you can get a raise on it, you'll shake him, which will perhaps stop him. This is what you want to do, really.
Crap.
It's against his smarts. You could try again, or you could just leave it.
I'll leave it.
Yeah, he'll call back. Conspirator! Enemy of the Duke will run you down, you dog.
Seems you met a very, very smart knight.
Perhaps more just determined. So, let's see what we've got there. Okay, you are a lot quicker than them at this rate. You're sort of running off quite well. We've not had any clubs at the moment. A club gives you a complication, so we've got away with it. So it's your go again there. You can do your usual run if you like. See if you can outrun
Yep.
them. +2, still is 1 square. Are you happy with that?
I'm gonna Benny it.
Still got your +2, don't you?
Do I?
Yeah, because you're naturally faster than they are.
Okay, 6.
Yeah, just so shy of the 8, I'm afraid. But you do manage to remove 1, and you could still shout back a taunt or a trick, smarts trick if you want.
I'll shout at the peasants I pass. I'll just say, I'll shout thief, thief, and point back behind me.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, point at someone else, causing a disruption. Love it. Okay, make me a smarts roll if you would. Oh, you're ace at this stuff.
Not bad.
Was not.
Well, 3 of them
Oh.
are shaken by it. The bottom one's fine. The other 3 get shaken, so. That's pretty good. Okay, a lot of people will start shouting out hue and cry, generally getting in the way of the guards. They're trying to sort of help them catch this other guy, but meanwhile you're running off in another direction. You'll duck down an alleyway and sort of start sprinting off. Good move. Ah, now we have a problem. There's a club, so before you can act this round, in fact they've got a club.
There's 2 clubs.
So
You're clubbed together. Ha ha.
if you want to make a roll on that table I've just shared in the chat window. Okay, the chase leads you to a rusty drain pipe. You're in a dead end. You're going to have to try and scale this rusty drain pipe to get away. You can either just try your time skill, or you can try and just go with speed and rush up it as quick as you can.
I don't have climb skill.
It's called
Skill sheer surface. Who hasn't got that either?
So I roll agility.
You can try your agility -2, or if you can come up with something else, a way around it, I'll consider it. You don't necessarily have to do those two things, they're just the most common two things you could do.
what is your agility?
Agility.
Well, I assume that I have to climb the drain pipe somehow.
Well, you basically you've come across a dead end. There's a drain pipe leading up as it is sort of your way out of there, but you can try and if you're climbing it, you can either go quickly or sort of slowly, or you can if you can come up with something else, then go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just try and climb it quickly.
Alright, so roll your agility. Yeah, and you're fine. Okay, you scamper up, which means you can take your action normally, so it doesn't cause a barrier for you. Damn, I wanted you to get stuck. Okay, so make me another agility roll at +2. This is your sprint for the finish line. You're doing quite well. It's another 1. You could try something else.
Can I, when I get to the top of the drain pipe, can I sort of loosen the top?
Yeah, okay. Go for it. I'll do that as a smarts trick. I'm not happy with you and your smarts tricks. Three's fine. The other two, it'll still remain shaken by it, so it'll slow them down. It's going pretty well for you at the moment. You can, you're not far off losing them, you don't think now. And they've got a complication. They have a pothole to clear, so they've got agility -2, or they can't go anywhere. There's only Knight 4 who can move anyway, because they're all shaken by the various thieves and drain pipes and all that kind of thing that you've put against them. But this guy's alright, the one at the bottom. We can actually make an agility check. I should have given him missile weapons, damn it, and he's stuck by that. Yeah, what a washout. Okay, so he gets slowed down by the potholes on the streets, and the rest of them are just slowed down by all the other stuff, so none of those get to move this round. Next round. Okay, make me an agility roll. You need a well, it's another 1. I'm going to say you're a bit far from to get away from agility trick. You can barely see him now. You can just hear them sort of giving chase down the alleyways. And miles away these knights. Okay, a raise and you escape. Ooh, close. Do you want to Benny that? You just need an 8 to escape.
No, I think I need to save my bennies.
Alright. Come on, explode, explode, damn it. Oh, you've got a club again. Critical failure. Okay, the critical failure, you kind of fall down, but you've got a complication as well.
No. So close.
Okay, if you want to roll on that. Well, you're trying to get away over this here steep roof chop. Oh, you're all doing the climbing thing. I don't know why climbing. You can't climb very well. So I think it's going to be an agility -2. You're good at climbing, actually.
Oh,
so
well done.
You get away with this, but generally you'll at some point you'll get over there, but you'll slip and fall a bit. You'll take a bit of a poor direction and loop round, and there they are again. Not much further than when you left, so you don't actually gain any ground this turn. Unfortunately, that was your critical fail that starts, but you can continue next round. And it's your go, just a success to finally escape. Yeah, you do it. Puffing and panting, out of breath, you find yourself in a alley, a deserted side street in the town of Chantalon. The shouts of the night have faded now behind you, and all is quiet. You think you've lost them, at least for now.
I'll circle back and on the way attempt to change my, or get a big hat or some other disguise.
Okay, I think we have disguise skill, I think, don't we?
No.
Yeah, there is in Warhammer. Do you have disguise?
No.
You can still attempt it. You can still do the, putting a hat on and everything. And if you want to make me a unskilled check, just to see how convincing your disguise is. It could be your funny hat actually draws more attention to you. Damn you!
Not with that roll.
Well done. Okay, so you managed to find some. I suppose you could just buy some off someone or something. A passing peasant and get some peasant clothing.
Yeah.
You effect a good disguise there. Well done. Start to make your way back, and I will draw the curtain down on that scene, and we'll head back to the castle. Back at the castle, the rather awkward evening is now drawing to a close. At this point, the Duke makes his way out into the chamber here, the small sort of throne room, and one of the servants will whisper over to you that this is where the nobles give blessings to the Duke at the end of the feast.
Is there any particular etiquette to follow? Is it just a verbal blessing, physical blessing? Is there an exchange of coin expected? Marcus, I know you liked the eclairs, but use the napkin. You've got chocolate everywhere.
What eclairs? What's an eclair?
It's the weird puffy pastry things with cream in the middle that were covered in chocolate.
I spit it out. Go. Okay.
No, don't spit it out. Just wipe your mouth. You've got chocolate around your lips.
Well, it was in my mouth. I had to spit it out to wipe my mouth. I get the tablecloth and I pull it towards my face and try and wipe it off.
It's probably what everyone else is doing, frankly. Have they got like large wolfhound type fair beasts that are hanging around that people just throw bones to? Is it, or are Bretonnian affairs slightly more refined than that?
They can be a lot more refined. You think you'll see if we stop in Leonis down the road that they're sort of more refined. These were a bit more rough, but there is a standard of etiquette being followed here. So there's still some sort of eating with fingers and the like goes on with here. But the etiquette's more about keeping people in order than anything else.
Yeah. Does mine, the servant or the noble, whichever was, is there an expectation of exchange of gifts, or is it just a verbal blessing?
You will be expected to pledge loyalty to the Duke and kiss his ring. There's also a strict order in which the guests are allowed to approach him.
And as the guest of honor and a foreign noble, obviously I've already pledged unto the emperor. Is there a tradition for foreign nobility to follow?
Yes, you go ahead of the knights. Well, you go after the dukes, ahead of the knights, before the barons, and you may dispensation is made for you being a foreign dignitary here.
Thank you, and I'll take his words on it. Marcus, please look after Amina and Alphonse. I hope to be back shortly. And I'll stand up, brush myself down, rearrange cravat, and make sure the collar's straight, and then head off to fulfill noblesse oblige.
I think that was his clue for us to go to the ship. Let's get off now. Come on. We have to get I think there's a coach and everything waiting for us.
You will have a coach, actually, not really for yourselves, but more because Alphonse is with you. But you'll head up to meet him, Johan.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a procession of dignitaries basically grovelling before him, kissing his ring and thanking him for such a splendid evening. When it comes
Give
to...
Amina a penny back.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Alex is fiddling with his character sheet.
Oh, that's cool, don't worry.
Whoopsie.
That's okay.
That's cool.
I will approach in the correct order, just quietly and politely inquire once I'm in the queue. Are you a knight? I think I should be in front of you. Are you a duke? Oh, of course, go ahead, by all means. You first.
It does seem, from the general conversations around there, that it's quite important to who's going where in this ritual. There's a distinct pecking order amongst the nobility, to do with all the dukes are actually sorted out in a various order. Eventually, it will come to your turn. He's sitting at his throne, and the Duke will say, Johan, it has been nice to have your company here this evening. I do hope that your expedition with the peasantry goes well and they do not let you down. And of course, make sure my son is kept safe.
Thank you, Your Grace, for your kind blessing. And may I just add that your hospitality has been exemplary. The insight into the true heights of Bretonian culture has been a lesson for me to learn, and I shall take the memories of its exuberant atmosphere with me to the farthest shores of Lustria and beyond. And with basically, he will bow, one hand behind his back, the left hand clamped to his chest in an imperial or an empire style, and then he will bow deeply and graciously towards the Duke.
Excellent. He nods, and sort of as you turn to leave.
Actually, I would beg his leave to leave before I actually leave. There are preparations to make for we sail on the morrow.
He'll nod. Of course, you are of course free to leave.
Then I'll turn to leave.
As you turn to leave, Duchess Henriette approaches you, and she steps towards you, and she takes your both your hands in hers, and she says, I wish you a safe trip, and please look after my son. And then she looks up and looks at you in your eyes. It's the only time she's met your gaze throughout the whole evening.
Mhm.
And she says, "Look to the light, Johan. Always look to the light." And she presses something into your hand.
I will not make any kind of alert or alarm at having been passed something by Alphonse's mother. Being a noble from Imperial Court and having to survive this sort of thing, I'll take it. I will, still keeping my eyes on her gaze, I will raise her hands and chastely kiss her fingers, as is right. Your son is safe in my hands. I shall consider his tutelage and safety to be training for when my own son is born, and I return to him as a successful explorer, and hopefully all the better as a father.
I bid you the safest of travels, my friend.
And then I'll walk away, and I won't look to see what she's passed me until I'm outside the castle walls.
Okay. You will be led outside. There will be a coach waiting for you with Amina and Alphonse.
I did bring a horse up, so hopefully the horse is still there.
Oh yeah, it is. You can take you can take your own transport, whatever you wish.
I'll accompany the coach, but once I'm on horseback and outside the gate, I will only then retrieve what it was that Her Grace or the Duchess gave me.
Oh, we could have already rode away in the coach if we'd known you still had the horse. Oh, wait for you.
It's not up to me to say that you'd forgotten I had a horse.
You told us to wait for you.
No, I never.
Did. Parker sulks again.
Oh. And apologies a little bit to the other ones for focusing on Johan a bit, but he just sort of fits with him being the noble-esque character. You'll all have your time where I'll focus on you for various bits.
So I'll read that, smile, take it, and I think I'll choose an appropriate time to actually give that to Alphonse, so that he has a small token of his mother to carry with him.
Okay, make me a perception check, if you would. As you read it, you feel there's it's like there's something on the parchment that it wouldn't usually be on the paper. It's like a sort of like a residue.
Intrigue. I have a modicum of scientific knowledge, so I probably know the usual things of warm it by an open flame or hold it up to the light of the sun or that sort of thing to see if there's any secret messages kept within.
Do you know that once it's revealed it can't be hidden again?
It depends on your scientific knowledge and the method. But I'm curious, so I can't possibly wait to find out what the message is.
You couldn't. And also you've sort of looked back to her words for always look to the light, and holding it up to the light you see. It looks like something's been written on in perhaps another, like a citrus substance or something like that, which has gone through and marked the page, and it's only visible when held up to the light. Hopefully you can actually read that.
I can. Okay. Also, obviously, the coach is... has the coach already left, or am I riding alongside the coach?
I guess you'd be riding alongside. You have your own transport, so it's up to you, really.
I'll lean down towards the coach. Amina?
Oops, sorry.
Yes.
Does Alphonse have an uncle?
You'll know that he does, and also his uncle has been recently arrested by the Duke. He's been fairly outspoken against the Duke, particularly in matters with regard to his sister, the Duchess, Henriette, who he treats badly. He's been fairly defensive of her and has recently arrived here from Leonese and has since been arrested. He's in the, you'll know he's in the dungeon of the jail at the moment.
I relate this information to you. Yeah, well, not while someone else is listening.
It's fine. You feel free to speak softly and in Bretonnian. Marcus doesn't speak a word of the language. It would seem that your mistress, Alphonse's mother, would prefer her brother not be in the Duke's captivity. I'm unaware of the local noble ranking, but is her brother a noble in his own right elsewhere?
He's a baron in Leonese.
Well,
that's why I said quiet. So Alphonse, who's probably on the other side of the coach, can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so is the Duke within his right to imprison him, or do you feel the imprisonment is unjust?
Well, I guess the question is easily answered by just observing the Duke during the feast.
Yes, I did notice he was slightly touched, and I would hate for anybody to be accused unjustly and have their head placed upon a spike. But I suppose it also boils down to how easy is it to get him out? I mean, we do leave on the dawn tide, so if we were able to rescue him unseen, then we would be able to get him out of the city before anybody knew.
Well, if your plan doesn't work, you will accompany the Baron in the prison, and we are going nowhere.
Well, you're familiar with the castle. How easy would it be to get someone out of those dungeons? Is this one of those Bretonnian castles that has those wonderful secret passages I've heard of? There's always somebody entrapped in a tower in a mask or a twin or somebody that looks like somebody else. And they always, in the stories, they always escape in a tunnel of some kind.
You will know of rumours of tunnels. They'll have never been down them yourself, Amina. There is one allegedly connecting the sewer system. I'll just reshare that so you can see, which comes out to the main courtyard of the building. There's a well that is widely regarded as being impossible to get through because it just leads down into a aquifer beneath the castle itself, and he didn't think anyone could survive trying to go that way, but it might be worth investigating. And finally, there's the privy, which leans out into a small hole which drops down over the water into the moat, which could be used to gain entry. Also,
and whereabouts are the dungeons?
He tends to keep his prisoners in the gatehouse keep there.
And the main entrance is up here in the north, next to it, okay.
Correct.
And we are at the moment, where's the coach standing?
Well, you'll be probably in the streets now of Chantelan heading towards the docks. You'll see a rather scruffy looking peasant making his way towards the
Okay, we're already outside.
Wait a minute. I used to actually having this conversation with one of you poking the head out of the coach window and the other one leaning down on his horse.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just really. I just started picturing that right now.
Malagorn, you'll be making your way back, and you will see a coach headed back. But one, you'll recognise this horse because you bought it only a couple of days ago, and you'll see that Johan is riding your horse alongside a carriage. He's discussing something through the window of the carriage with someone inside. Might be AFK, probably AFK. Star of Quran. Sorry, go ahead, Malagorn.
Sorry, I am not AFK.
It's okay. You've been attacked by kittens. You have an opportunity to get involved with them at the moment, or you could just follow them back to the docks if you want. There, you see the party kind of heading back to the docks and the streets.
Yeah, they're in a coach. Can I join them?
Yeah, one of them's in a coach. Well, most of them are in a coach, apart from Johan, who's riding his horse.
Jog up alongside. Fancy meeting you here. It's just out for a jaunt.
I'm sorry, sir, peasant. Do we know you?
Oh, it's me, Malagant. It's
No. Malagorn is a much taller fellow. He has less manure on his face.
It is Claire.
I remove my false boil and wipe some mud off. See, it's me.
That is quite ingenious. How did you manage to get yourself to look so plain?
I met a very generous beggar.
He's probably a little richer.
Yeah. Those damn knights were after me, so I had to avoid them. If you see any, they seem to have something against me. I can't think what.
Well, I hear they don't like crazy people. I don't know what VVVVVTGGGG for means. I think that's cat speech.
That's cat speak.
Duplicated it twice. It's a very smart cat.
Well, yeah, you'll likely be acquainted with him. I mean, it's really, I think, your relationship with the Duke and how things go down here is up to you. I don't want to intrude too much onto your character. It's likely that you will have been attacked at some point, maybe brought here against your will. Perhaps you've entered service willingly here. Maybe you were sort of more forced into it through lack of options or whatever. It's likely you probably don't like the Duke, as many here don't, but this is really up to you how you want to play it.
Yeah, I would clearly go for the I'm forced to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So being rescued from
So
from like I did in the background, like from a slave ship, and then they got attacked or something, and then the Duke took me under his command as a slave again. So
excellent, yeah. Okay, so you're sort of you're bound by service, so this has come as a blessing to you, really, that you've been given the job of protecting Alphonse. He knows a little bit of a brat, but at least you're out of the castle and away from the gaze of the Duke, I guess.
Amina, the guards at the castle, particularly the prison guards, how loyal are they to his lordship?
there's a mix. He tends to. There are a really loyal following to him. There's some people he treats very well, particularly the cruelest and meanest of people. These tend to be the people who go around in his sort of personal entourage a lot. So you do have some really dedicated people to the Duke who he bestows with lavish gifts and the like for their picked especially for their cruelty and the like.
I'm just wondering if a simple greasing of palms may, well, deal with this injustice.
I don't think so.
He has got enemies, but it's difficult to say who they are because everyone's so fearful. You could get arrested.
Especially, you will look at around 6 to 8 guards being there, and you will find probably 1 or 2 that can be bribed, but the other ones, it's not likely.
Well, the issue I have is the Duchess has made a heartfelt plea. By this time, we're back on the boat, yeah. So this will be within Malagaunt's hearing and Marcus's hearing as well.
And Alphonse, I guess.
Sure, Alphonse will be able to be shown his quarters. You've got plenty of crew who can look after that task.
To give you an update, gentlemen, and it would seem that, well, it was quite obvious to anybody who was at that meeting that the Duke and his wife do not have a classic married relationship, and
They don't.
It would seem that the Duke has imprisoned his brother-in-law and means to kill him. The Duchess has requested that we rescue her brother.
Well, we're not doing that then.
Why ever not?
Are you saying you're going into a foreign country and then you're going to break some foreign country's laws and cause a big disruption?
Marcus,
Doesn't
you have
sound
to
good.
realize that Imperial Society is the paragon of noble society. You have to pay lip service to the customs of others, but at the end of the day, they are backward in their ways. And if the man has been imprisoned unjustly, and well, a woman has requested assistance.
It's always about you and women, isn't it?
I don't know what you possibly mean. Eskel, what is the Star of Quran?
Yeah, it's nice.
If you could make me a... You've got knowledge Old World, have you?
Yep. I've also got academic knowledge history.
Okay, that's good.
And if there's anything for history behind it, probably less history. I probably know it from contemporary.
Okay, and has anyone got appraisal?
Appraisal?
I almost got that. That was one of my other career skills, but I didn't get it yet.
Someone has it, I think.
I went for gossip instead. I'm increasing gossip.
It's probably the missing doctor because he's probably all the skills.
Where do you see that one?
What are your skills?
Yeah, it's in the skills list. Yeah, I think Gad's got a prize.
I don't have it.
Imagine taking time off to mark school papers. Oh, dear me.
He's probably moving furniture or something. Anyway, the Star of Quran is it's a legendary, it's a famous gem, which is supposed to be the finest gem in Quran. It's been it is the size of just slightly smaller than a fist, and it's a diamond which has been made into a sort of brooch piece. It is given, or was given to the Duchess by the Duke upon their wedding day as a gift. It is,
so it is a piece of Chantillon jewellery, yeah?
It is. It is said to be priceless, which basically means they don't know the value of it.
Yeah.
if someone gave me an appraisal roll, I'd be able to give you an idea, but you'd know it'd be worth sort of thousands of gold pieces.
Unskilled appraisal.
Yeah, you think probably at least 10,000 gold pieces worth of gem.
Frankly, Johan's thinking about more for the adventure than anything else, but it would need to get in and out. Is it common that the guards would celebrate on an evening where the nobles themselves were celebrating? Would they be in their cups by now?
Yeah, but I think usually when the nobles are celebrating, a lot of people, the guard gets let down a little bit, and things can get a little lax. So yeah, they won't be checked up on as much as they would be on a normal day.
And she's offering a family heirloom in payment.
But then you find that suspicious.
What?
That she offers this Star of Corone.
Well, she does love her brother, I'm assuming. You didn't see the woman. She fair cracked like porcelain when the Duke backhanded a young serving girl.
No, I'm saying that she didn't offer payment. She offered...
It's probably the only thing she has of value.
Really? And
you did not see the woman. The husband is a brute of the highest order.
What happens when he asks, "Where is your Star of Corone, dear?"
That's. I suspect that the woman values her brother's safety above that of, an expensive trinket, but a trinket nonetheless. That her.
I know what she'll say. She'll say, "This man called Johan sold it off me, and he's just ran off on his coach." That's what I would do.
Yeah, and we wouldn't be able to sell it for the value you claim. We'd have to take it far afield and sell it as a diamond.
Possibly use it to trade for expensive goods in a far-off foreign clime.
How much is it worth?
About 10,000 gold crowns.
You would have to sell it far away. It was promptly given to her by the Duke.
Me and the doctor make a look, the look.
Well, yeah, Johan just throws on about 10,000 gold crowns. There's nothing in his voice of 10,000 a mansion, the wealth. He's like, yeah, it's nothing, 10,000 gold crowns.
But this is all fantasy. The Baron is tightly locked away.
No.
Are you sure this note is from her as well?
Yes, it came from her hand to mine. Complete with, I'll show you the note, which is basically a handwritten note that says, "I wish you fair winds and following seas ahead." And when she handed it to me, she informed me to look to the light, an innocuous phrase from a God-fearing woman such as the Duchess. But I noticed that the paper had undergone some chemical treatment, and upon holding it up to a bright light, the message beneath was revealed. And just to let you know, it reads, "I contact you in the hope that the rumors of your reputation are true. Please help us. The Duke has imprisoned my brother in the castle and means to kill him. Please, I beg of you, rescue my brother. You are our only hope. We offer the Star of Corone as payment for your service. I pray you look upon my plea kindly."
Who is we? We as in
her and her brother, I'm assuming.
Okay.
And would she then need to be rescued, being primary suspect?
Well, that's why I have the rest of you along to think of these things. If we can get a message to her, then perhaps she can leave. But we would have to, get her brother out first. And you are correct, we would have to do it with some kind of subterfuge. I sincerely doubt that we would have any chance of fighting our way in or out.
Skell, do I know if there is like an execution date already set?
There isn't, but he's a whimsical kind of man. He might just go down and torture people for his pleasure. Somebody might be having a bad day and decides he wants to decorate the hall with a new head. He's a unpredictable and angry man.
Okay, so I guess me just walking in there and saying that the Duke wants to see the Baron won't be enough to fool the guards.
Actually, Malagorn, could you not do yourself up to look like the Baron? That was a cunning disguise from earlier.
He never saw the Baron, so how is he going to know what he looks like?
Oh, sure, we could describe it. Is your skill in disguise up to that, Malagorn?
What did the Baron look like? I don't remember. I didn't look at it that much. You were the closest.
I do not have any skill in disguise. I'm simply used to.
Oh, come now. Stop being so
ignorant
modest.
professors and
Man, you could have passed for anybody. You did not look like yourself.
that's because I had mud all over me.
Tosh, pish. I'm sure you're more talented, but fine. Marcus has a point. You never saw the Baron. That would obviously preclude your ability to pass yourself off as him.
And I found there's this island in the Dragon's Maw. There's wondrous riches there, magical treasures. And you proposed that I instead march into this Baron's.
Well, that's days away, man. But
Well,
fine, we
better
will
start then.
plot a course. But the night is still young, and there is somebody.
Ever since I've joined you, you've got us running after females, and now you want us to do some
When do
criminal
we
activities.
run after females?
The girl that got possessed, remember?
Oh no, we were doing a favour for a fellow
Was
crewman.
she a female? Didn't we run? I'm sure that happened.
We're not running after a female. We're accompanying a fellow crewman. We're not running after
Oh,
a female now. We're
No, this
attempting
is a
to
criminal
rescue
activity.
a man.
This is a criminal activity you're proposing.
Marcus,
And it's not
we
even anything to your mission.
curtail your hormones.
We're going to be late. We're going to lose that money.
It's only 1,000 gold crowns. We're not doing it for the money, Marcus. We're doing it for the glory and the honour.
You hired me.
Our business with the Duke was, he invited us to the party. Or are you thinking that we could get in? I'm terribly sorry, but we left some equipment here. We need to retrieve it.
Who are you talking to?
Something like this, but I still don't see how we get past 6 guards or 8.
Would they listen to Alphonse? Alphonse didn't seem to particularly have a good relationship with his father. Perhaps an opportunity for a young boy for some healthy patriarchal revenge.
Well, that'd be a good idea. And then when he comes back after our trip and his father kills him, we'll just say, oh, it's a learning experience.
Well, he'll be a bigger man by then. I'm sure he'll be able to stand up to the old man.
Skell, you haven't answered my questions about the boy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll do that now.
Is it charisma to fool the guards?
It'd be charm, wouldn't it?
There's persuasion as well. There's skill as well for it. Isn't there?
Because
Yeah,
I
but that's
have
not
this
a woofer-up one.
adventure card.
Looking up the skill list, because the skill is different. Where is it?
Yeah, I think it's
It's charm. It is charm, yeah.
I mean, with a decent roll, I could charm my way in. What's your adventure card? Is it any good?
+4 charisma.
There's a skill called Blather as well, which is busy bullshit your way in. But we don't have that skill, so hey.
No, we don't. That never makes sense. That's the confusing one. I think charm's the way to go if we want to do it without raising any kind of alarm. I think it should be quite simple. I mean, we've got foreign nobility with us, i.e. me. We've got the Duke's son. We have a member of the Duke's household who is responsible for the Duke's son. The Duke's son is obviously a relative of the prisoner. I'm sure we could concoct a relatively outrageous yet somehow convincing story that we are to the Baron is to be rescinded into our custody, where we will be taking him to trial further down the coast in Languille.
Just
Well,
feel that you're forcing us all to do this bad decision.
Well, we probably could do a stunt like that. The boy wants to see his uncle for the last time before he goes on this big journey, and he then could ask the guards or parts of the guards to leave, so they have a more private conversation.
We're still
And
got to get out though. But yeah.
while the guards are well outside, we could perhaps do some distraction, a fire or something, and get rid of the guards inside the prison, free him, and leave while the distraction commences.
Is Captain Sealman privy to your discussions here?
If he wishes to be, see no reason to keep him out of the situation. He can offer sage advice.
Captain Sealman, I mean, you won't have met him before. He's a old, experienced Imperial ship captain who they hired to captain the ship, the Griselda's Bounty. He says, "Well, this is a." He leans forward. This is a matter for yourselves to decide. Personally, I would hate to think of an innocent person dying through or an action. This Duke seems like a tyrant. However, his men were
He's
here
indeed
earlier.
of the worst order.
His men were here earlier and attempted to apprehend Malagorn. I presume for the slight he maybe inadvertently gave the Duke in refusing his hospitality.
Oh, undoubtedly, and I suspect that were Malagorn to have followed up on accompanying them, that there possibly would have been a second head upon a second spike within the Duke's dining chambers.
Indeed. I do not doubt that. However, I think our time here is now limited. If
we should be leaving on the dawn.
I would advise it.
Yeah, if we do this, I wish us to leave with haste. The captain knows the navigator's head was taken.
We will have the ship prepared and ready to sail. Your wish, Johan.
Well, I think Amina's idea is probably one of the best ones. We need to quickly talk our way in, under the purview that the boy wishes to say his, possibly last farewells to his uncle. Either that, or we simply convince them of the validity of our claim that the Duke wishes for us to take his uncle with him, and Alphonse can back up his father's wish in that regard. That is, of course, if the boy is amenable to seeing his uncle's head still attached to his shoulders. Alphonse, are you fond of your uncle?
He has always been kind to me, though I have not seen him a lot. I've seen him more in the past couple of months than previous years.
And would you consider his imprisonment to be an unjust one?
I would. It would be difficult for me to speak against my father.
Well, that's one of the first lessons you're going to need to learn to stay on this ship, lad. This is a ship following Imperial policy, not Bretonnian policy. And as Malagont will be more than happy to tell you, you should always speak your mind, as Marcus is always doing.
You never follow my mind. You just do what you want to do.
Yes, but you are allowed to speak it, and that is one of the base tenets of your freedom, Marcus.
Then please get my mother. Bring her with us too. She.
Oh,
After this,
Lord.
she would.
Okay, how would we get message to your dear mother in order to get her out here without...
You could fight your way to her chambers.
that is unfortunately something your father has heavily armed guards, Alphonse. Conflict is unlikely to be our preferred method in this instance.
You have lots of men on the ship.
Yes, we have 60 able seamen versus however many trained and armed guards your father has. Another lesson, pick your fights.
I could get to her, my mother, and get her. If I could get to my mother, we could perhaps sneak out into the courtyard, maybe.
Sneaking is better, but we would have to do it to ensure that your father did not catch wind. And as I say, we will be talking our way in and out here. Won't be fighting.
I would hope he's drunk and likely not to be in my mother's chambers. He often spends his nights elsewhere.
Amina, you're familiar with the castle's layout, obviously. Would the Duchess follow your word if you were to go in? I'm loath to have Alphonse in the depths of the castle.
I mean, you're not sure. She'd never speak openly against the Duke. However, you know that she's not happy, and certainly her giving this message would mean that in some way she's plotting against the Duke. Her leaving here would create a diplomatic incident between the provinces. You're not sure. She is unhappy here, though. You'll be certain of that. My mother, she always just thinks of other people. She's thinking of her brother first. We must get her. Her life will be unbearable if we take her brother and she remains here alone. Says Alphonse.
I do get the feeling, however, that she is acting as some kind of tempering influence to your father's more violent excesses. I do have a concern if she were to leave also, that the populace here would have an even worse time of it than they do already.
And it could also spill out into war, says Sealman.
Politics. A many-layered situation that only ever gets more and more mired the more you get involved in it. What to do? Malagorn, what do you think about this whole situation?
It sounds like a dangerous mess to me.
I keep hearing a beep every so often. Is that part of Discord?
Yeah, I think you can turn it off. There's a... Yeah, don't worry about it for now. We'll
sort it out later. Amina, you are recently released from the chattels of bondage to the Duke. What do you think about this situation? Would you endeavour to rescue both the Duchess and her brother, or just her brother?
They are both good people, so I guess I'm done with it to help them.
What would our story be then?
But if we fail, it will be a short trip.
Well, we should have to make sure we do not fail then.
Next week we'll be rolling new characters and you'll.
The force of narrative is behind us. Yeah.
Well, someone says it's not going to be fighting, so there's no point in me going then, is there?
No, purely for numbers, and it would seem foolish for our story not to be backed up by strength of arms. We would not be taking a prisoner without somebody to slap him in irons and lead him away.
Well, what? What plan? What? All I heard was she says we were going in and have a wee chat with them. I didn't hear about taking them out.
No, taking... The whole point of this, Marcus, is to take the prisoner they have out of their grip.
Yeah, but no one said that plan. I didn't hear anything about that plan.
Well, this whole thing is involving rescuing Alphonse's uncle.
All I heard was the conversation about how to get in. No one mentioned anything about how to get out.
Well, we get out by having a convincing story, or a story that will convince guards. Guards who are used to doing the bidding of a nobleman. Even better. Getting them a convincing story that Alphonse is taking or accompanying the brother to a trial in... Where would a likely trial? Languille?
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that would work?
Nope.
What if it doesn't?
Then we run like the blazes. We have horses ready.
Could we do some more research?
We could, but we don't have much time. What sort of things would you like to research? We could ask around in the village, see if anybody knows personally anybody in the local guard who could be an inside man.
Well, I would also like to know what the Duke has against the Duchess's brother. Particularly, what the Duke is, what sort of person he is. Is he obsessed with fishing? Or I don't know. I'd like to know more about our...
Well, we can certainly ask around in the town. I suspect that, you weren't at the banquet. I suspect the rest of us have got a pretty clear idea of the sort of man the Duke is. By the way, that's not a good one. Impression or man.
Does he have any vices in particular?
Drink, from the sounds of it. He was pretty sloshed by the time we left.
We'll know, yes, he does drink heavily. He's unpredictable. He's got lots of mistresses.
Do we know... these dukes are in the habit of giving banquets and so on. Do we know of any upcoming actual delegations that are due, or is celebrations, or...
There will be. It's quite a high point of the nobility life. There's sort of regular events, parties and things like that go on. There will be one coming up probably in the next couple of weeks.
That's a bit far, isn't it?
Yes, by then the uncle will probably have his head removed from his shoulders and fixed to a spike.
Make it easier for us. We could rescue his head. Senses his joke has fallen on.
Yes, I fear the Duchess would prefer us to rescue her brother while his head still remains affixed twixt his shoulders.
Do you want to vote?
I think we're going to attempt to rescue, are we? It's just a question of how.
Okay.
Plus, I think the vote would just be 3, 4, and 1 against currently.
Yeah, we know what's.
I think our best chance is to tart ourselves up a bit, those of us who can, talk our way in, spin a tale of plausible yet absolutely salacious lies, with the ultimate expectation that we will be leaving the castle with a prisoner in our possession, with an intent of taking him on to Langille. Would there normally be some kind of paperwork to go with this?
Oh, most certainly, you'd have some sort of papers.
Why would they release the prisoner to a guest?
Well, they're not. They're releasing it to Alphonse, who is now employed on our ship. And it just so happens that we are travelling onwards to Langille, and we are doing the Duke a favour by taking the prisoner to there for him.
Why are we doing him a favour?
And because we have a piece of paper telling us that we have the authority to take him. And people do Duke's favours all the time. You should have seen the people lining up.
I thought his motivation was malice. I mean,
It is, and the people around here are petrified of him. Marcus, the captain already knows he's already preparing the ship for a fast getaway.
It's
Why?
the most high-priced prisoner. Don't think it will be easy to fool anyone.
Oh, I can be very convincing.
I don't know. Every time I say something, you say he's already doing it, even though you haven't told him to do it.
We told the captain to do that not 10 minutes ago.
I think you said it.
He even confirmed it himself.
I'll have the ship ready to make waves as soon as you return.
Well, you're not going to bring your horse with you.
Well, we do need to be able to get away from the castle quickly if need be.
Okay, you think you're going to be able to ride your horse on the ship, get it down in the hold before they...
Well, no, you obviously don't get the horse into the hold. The ship, you just get the horse onto the deck and then leave. I mean, there's 8 guards. We're either going to have to neutralize them or simply talk our way past them. If we talk our way past them, we have to be there for a legitimate reason. If we are sneaking past them, that involves dead guards and a means to sneak out of the castle. We don't have a guaranteed way to get into the castle through sneaking, so again, we have to approach via the front gate. To do that, we have to look legitimate. The best way to look legitimate is for Alphonse and Amina to be with us, or possibly just Amina. The guards will recognize her. Or to somebody they don't necessarily recognize who has convincing documentation and the ability to back that up with, well, the walk as well as the talk.
Well, I can try to lure some of the guards away. But
That's
it
true,
won't
we
work
can.
for everyone. I'm still convinced the plan was Alphonse wants to say goodbye to his uncle.
I think that gives us a legitimate reason to get in, but then it's the getting out again.
This is why we need a solid distraction.
Okay, so you've got a way of getting in.
Do we have cannons on the ship?
Oh yes.
We
So-
do.
So there is a chance to get a small keg of powder.
Absolutely. If you have a look on the party sheet, actually, I don't know if I've shown it to you yet. I mean,
Yeah, we've got cannon shot.
on the party sheet you've got on the tabs there, you'll be able to see quite a lot of information about all the crew that's on there and the equipment that you've got aboard.
Sorry, where is it?
The party sheet at the top right hand side of the screen, there's a little brown button that says party on it.
Party.
You've got an inventory tab.
Ah, okay.
On the other tab you've got all your crew.
Maybe we could. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the quantities of black powder necessary to do this sort of thing, but how much would it take to blow a small hole in the wall of a cell?
The master gunner here would be able to advise you, I'm sure.
And in such a way that it wouldn't pulverize anyone in said cell.
Right, the dwarf gunner will be summoned to the captain's chamber while you're all sort of sitting around the desk there discussing this by candlelight. He says, I think we could probably do it. I'd need to know really the thickness of the wall in question.
5 feet?
That is a thick wall. It would be perhaps possible to do it. However, I couldn't be certain of being able to be certain of the person inside the cell behind it surviving.
No, that's too risky then.
Perhaps though, if you did it on a adjacent cell, if you knew which cell he was in.
Well, unfortunately we don't.
Well, I could do it and say that there'd be a minimum risk to him, though I could never entirely guarantee that the violence from an explosion would leave him completely unharmed.
And of course we'd have to get word to him somehow to get away from the wall. Actually, the cells, Amina, I don't know if you've seen them. Do they have windows on the outside?
I don't think so. The walls, the
It
outer
wouldn't be
walls.
It wouldn't be a particularly good idea. I mean, out of character, I know that with the card that you've got, Alexander, if it did all come down to a single skill roll, we could pull resources to get a charm roll at +8, which is pretty much a guarantee of success, and a guaranteed ridiculous success as well.
Probably run it as a social conflict though, so it'll probably take place over 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with different points being put forward and things, but it's still, you've still got a high charisma anyway bonus there, Johan. And
could we just quickly ask around the docks to see if there's anybody in the docks that does know? Is there a guard who would be amenable to a bribe in order?
Sure, that's a
not giving any
roll.
particular details, but
Sure, it's a gossip roll.
Especially looking for one who'd be there overnight.
Good at gossiping, aren't you? Yeah, there'll be a guard, Eric, he's been down to the docks, and of sometimes when he's drunk he does voice his displeasure with the Duke, and you know, with his lot there, saying he's been bribed and it isn't worth the horrors that they inflict upon the peasantry. He's not a noble himself, he is a peasant himself, peasant guard.
And is Eric on duty tonight?
That's a luck thing, isn't it?
Or does Eric live in the town if he isn't?
He will live close by if he isn't. I think, I tell you what, make a d6 roll. On a 1 or 2 he's not. I'm going to err on the side of favour being with you. Oh, he is. He is on duty tonight.
Would I know who of the guards is in charge of having the keys?
Yes, there's a captain of the guard. You will know. Name is Felix, as the captain of the guard.
Now, I'm assuming the captain of the guard is probably one of those Beatty types that the Duke likes.
Yeah. So you would get rid of him. Get the key, distract the rest. Leave markers behind to fight off the other guards and make a dash.
And we can potentially have an amenable inside man in the form of Eric to lend credence to whatever story we have. Some small amount of coin, I'm sure, will enlist Eric's loyalty to the endeavour. Enough for him to leave town, perhaps. See, I'm not sure how much more planning we can do. We haven't really got a lot of information.
You also don't have too much time. Marcus is just grumbling in the background.
Feel free to suggest something different, Marcus. It is obvious we are going to try something, and in the
Let's sail away. Let's go. Let's just leave.
well, that's the opposite of what we're trying to do. You see how your plan
Well-
doesn't work.
It works for me.
Fine. If you haven't got anything constructive to add, right? How are we going to make this work and happen? Amina, do you think you can distract? And well, if we need to retrieve keys, or at least distract people.
Sure. Well, I guess I can move around in the castle without suspicion.
I think Alphonse is our best route to actually get in to see his uncle. And I think if we have a rehearsed reason for leaving with him, with Eric able to, as I said, lend veracity to what we're attempting. Shall we, well, nothing ventured and all that. Malagorn, do you think there's anything else we can find out from within town? Or anything else we might do?
I cannot know.
Okay, so
Shame
you're going for it
Disguise
then.
skills aren't to hand. Right, Alphonse. You need to see your uncle. And you actually, Malagorn, you're good with a pen. Marcus, in amongst all the stuff that we got for Alphonse, is there anything with the Duke's seal on it?
No. Because
Well,
we didn't actually do anything to do with paper. I just took weapons and clothes and stuff.
Yeah, but don't Bretonnians' armor, aren't they normally covered in seals and nonsense like that?
No, is that not the Empire? I don't know. I don't know what Bretonnians were. Let's open one of his chests and pull it out and see what's there. I didn't pack it. I just wrote
Just have a
list.
quick look, see if there's anything in the chests. I mean, we might even have a sort of a letter of marque saying this is Alphonse Daramit's son of Duke so-and-so Daramit's, like, because you have not a letter of warrant, you have a letter of pedigree, don't you?
Yeah, oh yes, very important for the nobility. We'll have something setting out his lineage, and also something to say that he is your custody, your protection.
Malagorn, could you quickly if I tell you the words in Bretonnian, could you quickly pen something that looks convincing that we could simply, sort of, I don't know, it's night time. We could just add it to the top of the document. They probably don't read as long as the document looks reasonably official. It's got the Duke's seal on the bottom, and that could be a warrant of custody for the uncle.
I can try.
Be a read right, I imagine.
Read right Bretonnian.
Not bad. And I'm obviously telling him what to put down, so I'll add my own read right to that if need be as an assist. Obviously, it wasn't particularly good assist, so you don't get any bonuses.
Okay. You'll make it out as best you can with Johann's instructions. Though it is written in Bretonnian, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's reasonable Bretonnian, but not great.
Okay.
Hell, we've got a couple of native-speaking Bretonians here. If they need to double-check it, Alphonse can.
Alphonse says, "Are you not going to rescue my mother?"
Well, we'll attempt to. I'm going to suggest that is within the hands of Amina.
Sorry?
Would you be capable of getting word to Alphonse's mother for her to leave also?
I guess so, yes.
I suspect that will be less fraught because you won't be heading into the guards' barracks.
Where's the chamber of the lady?
The chambers are at the southeast corner.
With the red carpet.
That's
Okay.
it, yeah. Then there are some more servants' chambers off to here. It's likely that the Duke is actually in one of those. He often just visits various mistresses and doesn't often sleep with the Duchess.
Okay, well, I could probably sneak in there, find some servant gowns, 2 pieces. One I equip myself, then I find
Get her out
the
of the place
lady.
in disguise. Good idea.
Yeah, put her into a gown.
So we're hopefully going to
Leave the
we want to do
inner.
this whole thing without raising any alarms.
And that will be the written on your tombstones. And
Yep.
So I guess we would need to do this first. So once the lady's in the cart, we can do the second stage.
Well, the idea is we're getting the guy out of there officially, according to the paperwork. So we could do them at the same time. It's probably going to take us longer in the guard barracks than it will take you to get her ladyship. But if you want to go in first and get her, actually we could do that. We could get her safely out first and then go in. Good idea, actually. Do that.
All right, so I'll place you onto the map here. Presumably you'll be approaching the gatehouse.
Malagond, it looks like you are going to get to go to the castle after all.
What? When they recognize me.
Well, I doubt it. They've never seen you.
Well, 4 of them have.
I don't think, from the sounds of what you described, knights aren't the guys that guard the gate. Put a big hat on. It worked earlier.
The hat trick did appear quite successful earlier.
I feel so uncomfortable about this plan. So uncomfortable.
I do too, but that's what makes it thrilling.
Oh, I want to stab you.
Youth today, I don't know what you're on. I thought you were the best at anything you tried. Are you honestly telling me that you can't outsmart a couple of Bretonnian thugs?
I could cut them to pieces. Right, okay, I'll prove it.
Outsmart, not kill.
Oh, damn it, I was about to start combat now. Well,
Come on,
you
where's
hired
that imperial spirit, Marcus? Come on.
you hired me as the military person, not as a friggin' spy, stealthy.
I
Whatever
understand you're
person
actually
you
quite good at moving quietly.
Yeah, but not.
Still, Marcus, we're here to beat the locals.
Stop
Prove that
talking.
you're better than
Just
them.
stop talking.
It's great knowing another person's flaw.
Yeah. So with that, you managed to persuade Marcus. He's
I'm just looking around my other hindrances, Cal, and it's turning into more than just one rival noble house, I think.
I think it's all very amusing.
So we're going to let Amina go in first, and then go back in once her ladyship is out.
Are we bringing the boy? I thought you were bringing the boy too.
We are.
We're bringing the doctor.
So,
Yeah,
Amina, go.
Go, woman. Do
Right,
your
so
womanly things.
you approach the castle gates. It's late now, so it's going to be sort of wee hours of the morning. Everything is quite still and quiet. There's a couple of bored-looking guards at the gatehouse.
What is our convincing story to get in there during the night?
We were talking. It seems
Well, you live
Johan
there, so...
was talking for hours and hours about his plan.
No, we're not there yet. It's just Amina getting in first.
I was talking about how the other is because
The boy is with us, yeah.
yes.
Was Alphonse?
I approached him, greet them.
Bonjour. That's me.
Bonjour.
I'm gonna stop the French. I'm gonna go back to my usual guard talk.
Open the gates for the young lord.
What's your business? One will say, and then the other one nudges him and looks down at Alphonse. Sorry there, my lord.
See, we're going to have to go in with him, aren't we?
We weren't expecting you at this hour, sir. In the lad will say, open the gates at once. We need to get into the castle. The militiamen will sort of look at each other and nod because they just don't want to argue. Right you are, my lord. And they'll bang on the gates and they'll open just one of them and step aside.
Follow him in.
Okay, and fairly easily as that, you manage to make your way into the guardhouse. You can see there are some guards upon the walls here. There's light coming from the arrow slits which lead into here. In fact, you will be able to see through because there are murder holes and arrow slits leading through to that direction. And you'll be able to, you can move yourselves on the map if you want into the main in area.
Who got the gunpowder keg?
I think we're probably carrying it, but I don't want to use it.
One of the guards follows you through, and he says, "I'll be happy to escort you, my lord."
Is that to Alphonse or to me?
To Alphonse.
This won't be necessary. He's
Can't
with
move.
me.
We can't move Alphonse, by the way.
It is a late hour for you to be travelling with the lord. There are peasants and bandits around.
Yes, and we need to hurry because the boat that your lord will be on, as well as others, leaves with the dawn light, and we cannot delay any further. So please do not delay our business.
Very well.
Stay by the gate. We have a prisoner we will require to escort, and I'll quickly flash the documentation.
Stay by the gate. Well, I should perhaps be escorting you. Make me a persuade. A charm roll, please.
There's no need. Look,
Agree.
you're here. If the Duke finds you not at your post, then you will be in serious trouble.
Okay. He looks like he perhaps should be escorting you, but the one mention of the Duke and the trouble he perhaps could be in if he's deserting his post there, and he nods and returns.
And plus, he's already told us that Eric will be helping us.
Eric.
Yes, Eric, one of your fellows, the guard.
He's and he'll frown and knock on the door, which is just by where Marcus is. Eric, he'll say, and a guard will open the door. You spoke to Eric earlier, did you, or did you just hear about him? I'm not sure.
We got his name from earlier, so this is the point. Eric, I was told that you would be able to assist us in ensuring a safe prisoner transfer. We have the paperwork here.
Me?
Yes, there is a
Right.
bounty involved, and I'll facing away from the other guy when I say bounty, I will sort of like wink at him. Your name was mentioned as a true and loyal supporter of the Duke, one who would never countenance any word against him. And again, wink at him.
Of course I wouldn't. I'd never speak ill of the Duke.
Good. Well,
Go for the charm again there, please, if you would.
Scale, I escaped the conversation and I moved towards the main castle.
Okay, make me a move silently roll, I guess. Or you could use concealment, or if you have none of those, it'll be unskilled. Oh, that's pretty
well done.
Well, surprising. Okay, you can, as the other guards are distracted, you can sneak off if you want away from the others. So you can have. Oh, I see. You've moved yourself down there. There will be another guard on the door there. You'll know.
All right, I approach the guard and says, "I'm here in by the command of the little Lord Alphonse. I need to fetch him some stuff he forgot in the castle."
You're fetching things for him. His eyes will narrow suspiciously at you, because you are usually just a sort of slave around here, so you're not even looked as highly as the Bretonnian. So if you can make me a charm roll or anything else, if you've got a better idea, but for charm, if you haven't got it, it'll be unskilled.
Don't forget, you got your card. How long does that card effect last for? It's for the remainder of the scene, isn't it? Something like that?
Yeah, it says the scene, so I'll be happy to do more than this one. Just this one roll, you'd be able to keep the card for the scene of here in the castle, the talking. So you can play that if you want.
Sure.
One of the best
How
things
to
about
play it?
Drag it from your from your character onto the chat box, the big chat box, is it?
Okay, one of the best things about the adventure cards is sometimes they give someone the chance to do something their character's not usually good at. You can be the studious guy who leaps up and just kill someone, or you could even be the slave who's particularly on form. So you are being particularly charming with him, and perhaps he was quite was fond of you before, and he says very well, but you need to be quick. Oh, you need to make me the roll, actually. Sorry, carried away. So make me an unskilled roll, you'll have +4 on it. Well,
that's an 8.
Oh, wait, your -2 isn't kicking in on the unskilled. One second, let me just fix that.
Forgot to. But if he's got charisma 4, does that not mean he's not unskilled anymore?
No, because charisma is a bonus to a charm skill that he doesn't have.
Oh, okay.
For whatever reason, I have charisma 0. What?
Well, because you haven't got charisma or attractive, very attractive, or any of the other things that give you those.
Yeah, charm and blather and stuff. Okay.
Charisma 0 is the standard. However, you've essentially got +2 to that, so you've got a 6 at the moment. So are you happy with that? He's going to make a smarts check in response to that, and he's going to need a 6 or more to beat you. You could spend a penny and roll again if you want. You get to keep the higher result.
Well,
And
I can't get
10,
any higher,
so...
right?
Well, no, because they explode. The dice explode on maximum values.
Yeah. Generally, hoarding your bennies, it's kind of useful to keep some back, but you don't. If you end up with loads more than you started with, then they're just going to be wasted.
They don't carry on to the next game. So
no, they refresh at the beginning of the next game.
Yeah.
See? So that's an 8.
It is an 8, yes, that's better. So I take it you're going to be happy with that one.
Sure.
Yes.
He rolls a 5, so with an 8, it's a success over him. So it's not an overwhelming success, but it is a success. So he'll look at you and sort of let you through, but you can see there's still some sort of doubt in his mind about what he's doing. But he unbolts the gate and opens it. It swings open with a creak and reveals the alleyway, the courtyard behind in front of you. I'll get there eventually. You see the courtyard.
All right. Is here in the southwest corner. Is this the servant chamber?
It's usually where the some guards stay in there. The servants are usually, a lot of them sleep on the floor in this sort of area up here in the kitchens, in the storeroom, and also outside in the things out here. You get servants.
Okay, is there would I know where to get like a hooded cloak or so that normally the servants would wear, or perhaps they are lying around while they are sleeping because they are not.
The best place for that would probably be into the kitchens here. Or you could have just taken a cloak with you if you wanted a cloak.
Yeah, well, I was looking for clothing that would be common within the castle.
I see, something familiar. Okay, so you'll as you open up the kitchen area, it's quiet inside. The fire is burnt down to embers, though it truly goes out here. There's forms of sleeping people upon the floor. One of them you'll recognise from earlier, who's Sophie.
All right, she's awake, or?
She's asleep, though she will stir as you enter if you if you aren't being too quiet here, she's not sleeping well because she's got a sort of nasty bruise on her face and she's still sore from that.
All right, I'm looking for 2 cloaks.
Okay, she stirs a little. You can. There are various cloaks hanging up here and servants' clothes. Are you just going to take one, or are you going to do anything else? Or... In fact, she'll speak quietly. Amina, what are you doing here? I thought you were on the boat.
I will be in a while, but I forgot something here.
Okay, you'll be able to sort of take one of the cloaks. She'll say, sure you're
Okay,
not supposed to be creeping around.
Well, go back to sleep. I'm looking for a second cloak.
She looks at you puzzled. She doesn't so she goes back to sleep. Are you? Do you mean to?
I don't let her finish the.
Okay.
So it's like, psh.
And then she'll lean forward. She says, "Take me with you."
I look at her. I look at her, not convinced. But then I think about my past, and I grab her by the head and say, "Come with me, but be quiet."
I'll be as a mouse, she says, and she gets up. She's sort of barefoot, as she is, so she's quite quiet moving. You know, a big train of people following you as you. Okay. So you managed to get your cloaks anyway, and you've also got Sophie following you.
I'm leaving this castle with an army.
Okay.
All right. I grab her by the hand and I go back to the dining hall, and then sneak along the walls over to the chambers, or
Right.
the entrance.
You managed to sneak over there. There will be a guard stationed here also.
Okay. So, well, how yeah, how good is the place lit? Is it there's like torches, or well, could I pick up a stone and throw it over like here so the guard might be distracted and I can sneak past?
The place isn't well lit at all. I think a lot of things you see in movies where the torches really light things up really well probably wouldn't happen in reality. They wouldn't burn long enough. So he's probably got a torch with him there, which probably blinds his vision more than it does do him any good. But he'll have a torch on a sconce behind him, but it's not well lit. The whole area is not well lit.
Okay, how does it look like subduing the guard?
Subduing, you can certainly try if you wish. You can run up and try and do a non-lethal attack on him, basically.
So it would be the fighting skill.
It would, yeah. It would be fighting. You could even have 2 goes at it with both your scimitars there.
Yeah, well, I'm I don't want to kill him, so.
Okay, it'll basically just be a -1 to your attack, but if you can sneak up to him without him noticing you, you'll get the drop on him, which gives you +4, so it's worth trying.
Okay, well, then I will try well, I need to do the unskilled again.
Okay, so it's unskilled versus his notice.
Okay, so does he get any penalties from being blinded or like tired at 3 o'clock in the morning?
It's -2 for the poor light he'll have.
Okay, well, let's try this.
Oh, that's pretty good. A 6. Are you happy with that?
Sure.
Okay, so he, let's see his notice. Oh, it's a 1. So you can do it. He's tired. The light isn't very good. You can sneak up to him. So if you want to move your character up to him for the sneak. Got a pretty decent chance of doing this, though I have Ben who's really mean.
I showed. Well, I told the girl to stay back. So.
Okay, actually, you know, if we hold that at the moment, we're going to end this scene. You basically step out of the shadows, step towards him, creep up right behind him, and we're going to go over to the next people.
Yeah.
Because you've been going a little bit now, and I want to see where they're up to. So yeah,
let's do this.
You're talking to Eric. Proceed.
Yep. So double checking that the other guard's left.
Yeah, the other guard will go back. You've managed to blather him into that.
Yeah. Look, Eric, I understand you're not happy with the Duke's rule. Frankly, I 100% agree with you. I have a bag of monies in my pocket and a guarantee for you on a ship out of this place on the dawn tide. You just have to assist us in a little subterfuge to ensure that Alphonse's uncle here gets to leave the castle alive along with his mother. Are you in?
Charm roll. I think that's a +2 as well because it's a pretty good offer, that. So yeah, your usual charm, but with a +2 on there. Opposed by his spirit. He agrees with you wholeheartedly, and he thinks about it for a slight second. The idea of money and freedom and getting away from this terrible place. All right, I'm in.
Right, follow me and just agree with what I say, okay?
All right.
And I'll walk into the guard place.
Into here to the left. Okay.
With our Alphonse.
Eric looks a bit nervous and he whispers, what are you planning here?
Well, I've got a document here, and the lordship here is come to accompany his uncle to Languille at his father's order as part of his proving his manhood. He's to accompany his uncle there to be tried for the treasonous fall that he is.
Well, I hope this works, he says.
Yes, as do I.
So do I.
And walk in with the confident air of a man who's used to his orders being taken.
Okay, so you you can enter there. You Eric. They all talk funny. They do all talk funny. Sorry. So it will lead you in. Put your token in there, Johan. Okay, this room here serves as the
And Alphonse.
Alphonse with you, serves as a barrack, prison and watchtower all rolled into one. There's bedding on the floor, there's a table where they play dice and cards, there's some tankards out here. There are 2 larger knights, you'll tell because they're the ones wearing posh armour. They're sitting on duty next to the table, and there are some other guards who are more lightly armoured, look like militia in here. There are cells, and only one of them has got a prisoner that's alive in it, and you presume this must be the Baron.
Do any of them look up as we come in?
Yes, they will. And Eric, what is going on here?
We have orders from his lordship the Duke that Alphonse, accompanied by Eric here, is to take the Baron into custody. We are to sail on the morning tide direct to Languille, where he is to be tried for his crimes.
At this hour, it's not.
We
far
are
till dawn.
sailing on the morning tide. Which part of my words do you not understand, man? I am not accustomed to being questioned. Neither is his lordship here. I mean, if you wish, I can go and wake the Duke now. I am sure he will be more than happy to woken up before dawn with the hangover to rule all of Bretonnia, or you can simply do as his lordship's son is bid and do your Duke's bidding.
That was so good, John. I'm going to give you another +2 on that. So go ahead, make me your charm roll, or it could be more intimidate, where you can.
Yeah, it's charm on this one because I don't get bonuses on intimidate.
Okay. Right.
But fully focusing they expect Bretonian nobles, or they expect nobles in Bretonnia to be arrogant and pushy. So.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I've got bennies to blow here, so I'm going to re-roll just in case I get. Do you know what? I'm going to keep re-rolling a few times. No, I'll stick with the 10.
Okay, so he's going to make a.
Hang on, the other two, that should be a 9. Yes, a 9 and a 10. So I didn't have the other +2s on the other two.
All right, I'm going on as a spirit here.
No re-roll. Wonderful.
Okay, I'm going to do that at being round 1 though. We're going to have 3 rounds of this
Sure.
persuasion. So he'll say, I mean no offence, sire. However, it is very early, and we have standing orders from the Duke himself that he is not to be moved by anyone but himself.
And were you aware, with your standing orders, that his lordship's son would be leaving upon the voyage to prove his manhood, and that his first task would be to ensure that he was loyal to his father by accompanying the traitor, the Baron, to Languille? Do these not sound like orders that supersede? And is the Lord's son not his hand in the eyes of her lady?
He looks at you, thinking about your words. He's really torn here about what to do. It's very unusual that you come at this hour, but you've got a plausible reason why you might need to be going before the dawn. Okay, make me another roll. It's going to be against his smarts, I think. Happy with the 9?
Yeah, I think at the moment.
Okay.
So glad you're not getting the re-rolls this week.
I'm going to spend a penny. I'm going to spend a penny.
Okay.
This is when the explosion happens.
No, it isn't. Again! My God.
Oh, I've got
Not
an 8.
enough.
What's your roll? You're the 9.
Not enough. I got
Damn
enough.
you.
Not
Okay.
enough.
You beat
It's
him
tense.
2 out of 3. Just about. He looks really nervous about what he's doing, but he daren't go against the will of Alphonse, particularly because he doesn't know. Because what you said is quite reasonable, and he doesn't really dare to go against you. Doesn't know what to do for right, and you blathered him pretty well there. So he will step aside. However, right about this moment, and we are going to finish very soon, but just as this happens, from the other side of the courtyard, Amina steps out. Are you there, Amina? Amina, rather.
Okay, so what do I roll? The fighting skill, right?
Okay, so you want to see where the modifier boxes in the bottom left hand side of the screen.
Okay.
If you mouse wheel on that, tell you get a -3, and that's
Okay.
that's a total of you having surprise, and also you're trying to not kill him.
Okay,
Then
so I pummel him.
you're pummeling. So then on your character sheet,
Yeah.
on the combat tab, so third tab down,
Yeah.
if you pick up one of the dice and drop it onto his token.
The two squares or the dice left to the.
The one to the left, yeah, the second one you say.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, you didn't. It's going to be a miss actually. That one. You can try your. Oh, sorry, it should have been +3.
Don't forget he's got the drop.
Yeah, it should have been a +3. I'm sorry, not a -3. So that is a hit. Let me just check.
Okay.
You're
So
trying to hit a parry of 5, so you've hit. So if you get your damage die now and drop them on him, you actually get a +4 on this. So you can put +4 in the modifier. We look to get the plus, and
okay, so I don't have to use the penny.
you don't know. I'll give you the penny back. Nine damage on the first one against his toughness of 6, so that will mean he's shaken by the first blow.
And then comes the second.
Okay, and this one's at +3 as well. If you actually pick up the dice and drop it on his token on the combat tracker, it works out the to hit and damage thing. Oh, that's it. That's hits with a raise, so do the same thing with your damage. If you drag and drop that onto his token on there, it'll apply the damage for you. Oh, unlucky.
Can I use the penny?
I'm afraid you can't. There's an edge you can buy, which means you can penny the damage, but unfortunately, yeah, he is unharmed, and if he gets to act before you, I'm going to roll a new round. Sadly, he does act before you. On his turn, he remains shaken, but he'll cry out and attack, attack, and it'll echo around the castle. And that is where we're going to leave it for this evening, folks, with a scream in pain of one of the guards. Sorry about that, Amina. That was dead unlucky. You rolled like 2 1s and a 5, 2 2s and a 1. It was like with a raise. Yeah.
Well, it's going as well as I expected it to go. Marcus expected it to go.
Well, you're nearly there. You've got the cell unlocked. You've got yeah.
I think Abby's going to go fine. It's getting the mum that might go.
Well, now you have the distraction.
You have got your distraction, and we'll leave it there for this evening. We'll continue on
Cool.
with the bloodbath. That'll probably be next week, or the escape, or whatever.
What did you buy for your thing then, Kerry?
Jack of all trades.
That's cool.
That's a good one. That.
Well, the
Adding
sad
skills and
thing
the
is,
like.
I won't be there next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause trouble and run off. I know. It's cool.
Oh.
But I guess we can figure something out
Should have
during the
done a
weekend.
wild attack on your 2 attacks.
And so Skell can autopilot me, perhaps.
Well, just tell your girlfriend you really don't like concerts and you really want to play this game.
What's the bonus for wild attack, Scal?
It's
Plus
+2.
2.
It would have knocked him out. Yeah.
You could give him the benefit of the doubt because Alexander didn't know about wild attack.
I could. Oh, and actually, in either case, we forgot the bonus for the drop on it. Yeah.
To point, yeah, it should have been a 9, not so he would have got shaken again, which is a wound, isn't it, on a second shaken?
So, says the GM, who really wanted to cause trouble. So, you're the enemy of fun, Johan, but never mind. You're shot.
I'll enter a dramatic pause, but just not with an alarm dramatic pause.
Yeah, it actually ends with and he collapses to the ground. Yeah, well done. You've actually knocked him out.
Yay!
So we need to get used to doing things like using the modifiers because they add automatically, don't they?
Yeah, don't worry. It's
Don't worry, we've got more than enough chances for it to cock up beyond this point.
Oh yes, don't worry. I will do my best. I'll have fresh bennies and I will not be afraid to use them. All right.
You're all gonna die.
Well, thank you for playing, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed that.
Great game as always. But before you go, XP.
Oh yes, XP.
I should get extra because I had to put up with Johan's speeches for 4 hours.
Well, we
Yes.
need to get extra because we have to make
Listen
do with
to your
Marcus's
moaning.
grumbling constantly for the same amount of time.
Mine was based on reason. This whole
So
plan
was
was
ours. Absolutely reasonable. It's working up until now.
So Amina, sorry if you mispronounce your name. You've got 2x. When you get 5, you'll get an advance. So.
And basically, you can buy stuff every 5.
Yeah.
and 20. You can change careers. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cool.
So it looks like we will be leaving the coast of Bretonnia next session, one way or the other, and we'll be heading on to do Malagaunt's exciting.
Yes, because I suspect that Malagaunt's one might be good because we're probably going to be pursued, but are they going to pursue us into the Dragon's Maw?
Indeed.
My money's on no.
They're going to have big warships, so I don't know. You call the ships that go after pirates, not the slow warships, the big fast ones. What do they call again?
Privateers have
Privateers?
slopes.
Yeah.
Slopes, yeah. Scoops or something like that.
July.
Weird things.
Cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
Discord seems to work, so.
It'll be a fun thing doing a chase with ships, though. You'll have to get the icons all ready and everything.